So this play is about a farming couple who are struggling to come to terms with personal tragedy in their lives as well as their failing crops because of the changeable weather. Enter the Foxfinder, who is a government official who's come to look at why they're not meeting their quotas, and through that we understand that there's a lot more at play with all the characters, and a lot more layers come in with all of their personalities and what they're gaining, what they believe in, and how they're dealing with this very high-intensity situation.
I'm ASHA, VIJAYASINGHAM, and my character is Judith Covey. She is a farmer. She has a farm with her husband, Sam.
Samuel is a farmer on a kind of generational farm. His great-grandfather started the farm many years ago. He's now married to Judith Covey, and Sam and Jude had a tragedy.
In a world like this, you know, there isn't a lot of room for empathy. There isn't a lot of room for human fragility. And that oppressiveness of the world they live in is now creeping into her everyday life.
Foxfinder is a psychological whirlwind of looking at belief versus truth and how climate change facts versus government control get really, really intertwined and can be quite confusing and can be quite frightening in terms of our own psyche.
My name is Ryan Rosalino Bommarito, and I am playing William Bloor in the show Foxfinder. I think what makes this stand out is that it is a 21st century new version of The Crucible, playing with similar themes of that, the power of belief, and that it doesn't matter if it's factually true, so long as the right people believe it. Certain ideas are given more power than other ones. And then the way people use that information for benefit or survival or whatever. So I think it's really useful to be able to use that, that crucible, that little hot pot to kind of put people into characters into very, very tense situations and have to be thinking a lot and working through dangerous emotions.
I'm Anne-Marie SAHEB. I'm playing Sarah Box. Sarah is a farmer. She happens to have the farm right next to the Coveys. To me, it just confronts me to the population of a very sick society having to either conform or rebel against a system. And so a lot of time and money and energy is invested into either rebelling or conforming to the system, neither of which provides a sense of security, brings joy, reduces the stressors in their lives, give them a better sense of well-being. So it's not advancing towards anything sustainable or hopeful.
And what I really find interesting about this play is that we see it at a macro level, the society in which they live. This is a society in which crops are failing, in which the weather has become unpredictable, and the government in this world is presenting this very convenient scapegoat for that. And then we see throughout the play as well how it affects the characters on a micro level, how much simpler life becomes when you have something or someone to blame for your problems.
The process of Foxfinder has been a long one due to COVID, but now here we are, and we're all really, really excited to be here. So it's been a really interesting challenge, but also there's been great opportunities to revisit the play a few times and look at what we've learned from the past and how we're coming into this sort of new era with the play, and what are the new questions and what are the new interests and directions we want to take it in. And so the process has been fantastic because the team is wonderful. The cast and creative team are all just rearing to go, and the work's been really wonderful. The room is super creative, collaborative space. It's an open space where everyone is sharing ideas. More heads in the room, more creative heads in the room is always so much more joyful, and therefore it's just a wonderful way to work. Brings out so many different opportunities and so many different beautiful details, which is so important for this play because it's a very intimate piece. It's a very human piece. It's so well observed when it comes to human behavior, and therefore being in this process, it has just a joy. I'm very grateful for the journey, even though it's had its difficulties and it's had its sadnesses, but we're here now, and it's continues to be a really, really stimulating and wonderful journey.